Sarah, what is the issue that you want to talk about?
Well, this week I'm a shadow housing minister, so we launched a new policy on leasehold. And there's a huge number of homes in London, 1.8 million homes in London are leasehold. There's 1 in 4 homes across the country are leasehold. And what leasehold properties are often homes that you think you own, but actually you find out once you get there that you really don't have that much control over what charges you're given. So really high service charges. We've seen that across London and across the country for people who are being charged for things they don't know what they are. There's no redress, there's no support, there's no easy way to try and get your money back. People being charged ground rents at exorbitant fees.
And it's a big issue in London. I've read 95% of all the new builds in London last year were all leasehold. That was just under 16,000 of them.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's a really big issue.
You've got this rising number of homes that are leasehold where people don't have the power that they want. And so our package of measures is to do 2 things. The first thing is to help those people that are in leasehold homes right now. And we want to say, right, we're going to clamp down on these service charges. There needs to be transparency. So if your freeholder's giving you some fees that you have to pay, he's got to prove what they're for and where they're reasonable. And your ground rent, we're going to cap the ground rent at no more than 0.1% of the value of the property, or £250 a year, whichever is the smaller. So in London, that will mean that the ground rent would be capped at £250 a year. We also want to help people to buy out their freehold so they own their home outright. So in London, the average house price is something like £460,000. Say you've got a 90-year lease. At the moment, it would cost between about £5,500 and £12,000 to buy your lease. Could be more. It's sometimes quite vague how these things are worked out. So we're going to say it's got to be 1% of the value of your property and no more. So under those kind of figures, you'd see a saving of between £1,000 and kind of £7,000 or £8,000 that you would save under our new policies.
Yeah. So you would be trying to make it easier for people that have managed to buy a home to actually have control of that home.
Absolutely, to have control of that home. And would you believe it? I mean, the government since 2010 have had 60 announcements about leasehold, but actually nothing's been changed.
Yeah, Nikki, put this to you as a Conservative. The government has spoken about ending leasehold. It's kind of said that's an aspiration. It wants to do that, but there's no timeline. Nothing's happened.
I think James Brockenshire has been very clear that this is his
He said he wants
travel.
to do it. It's his direction of travel, but he's not made a firm commitment to it, has he?
I think if he's announced he's going to do something, I'm sure he will. And let's remember, it's this Conservative government that has spent more money building more homes than any other government. I think the figures came out last week where we've built more homes than for the first time in 11 years. Under Labour government since 1997, built very, very few. Under the Conservatives put £44 billion into
consecutive governments have failed to build enough homes
until now.
But on this specific issue, I mean, this is something that it's all over the country, but it does affect a lot of people in London. Would you like to see James Brockenshire saying, this is the timeline, this is what I'm committing to do it, we're going to end leaseholds?
Well, he certainly said he wants to do it, and I'm hoping that he's going to do it. And I think the most important bit is that we want people to own their own homes. In Westminster, we've just started the largest council house building programme for a generation. I'm building more affordable homes in the centre of the city because it's so important to keep families here.
Are they leaseholds?
They are affordable. They're affordable rent and they're affordable market.
And the ones which are for the market, are they leasehold?
They will be leasehold. They'll be under us.
Right.
But until the government, once the government do change the policy, then we'd be more than willing to take part in that.
The government have had 10 years. They've made 60 announcements. Not a single thing has happened, and they're not saying they're going to do anything for all those Londoners right now who are in leasehold. And on home ownership, the levels are still lower than they were under the last government, and they're not affordable. So this government has funded 6,500 affordable, truly affordable social housing homes this year, and we've lost 50,000 through right to buy and change of use. Okay. So the idea that the government is building the right homes is an absolute nonsense.
I'm sorry, I don't agree. We're paying £44 billion, the most money we've ever put into house building, and we're actually even doing it in Westminster.
Well, okay, it's London, it's housing, it's something we will definitely come back to.